basis to give you guys updates and more updates as it concerns Afrobeat. A lot is happening and trust us. Our job is to make sure you guys are brave or abreasted of all the conversation that is happening in the media space. In no time, we're sure going to begin the Give Us Our Body campaign because it's about 2 months and the police force have decided not to give Nigerians the body of Mohbad for a befitting burial. And all of this has sparked reactions, and people are coming from the street saying, we want this boy so that we can give him a befitting burial he deserves. My name is Daki. You can spell it Darki, then you know it double E. I'm so happy to be your faces. You can now stream us live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at the same time. All you have to do is look out for that channel that's most comfortable for you and stream us there because we are waiting for you in that space. Let's go and see what the news look like. We'll begin with Mohbad. We saw to DK at the time coming out to say Nigerian police force Benjamin Hundeyin, please give us Mohbad for a befitting burial. We are tired of your carelessness and slowness. If no one speaks, I will. I have invested too much of my emotions, my time, and my love not to see this justice go through. Like QM says, give the police more time. Honestly, we have given you all more than necessary. This is not a case to be swept under. We want justice, Benjamin Hundeyin. Just like that was not enough, we saw his friend Belashmuda coming through to say it's been over 2 months. Mohbad died and his body was taken in for autopsy, but yet no result, which is fine. But please release his body. That boy need a befitting burial and to go to rest finally. Nigeria police, what's going on? We need an answer. Yeah, okay, we need an answer. Yeah, where is the result? Where is his body? These are questions the police force need to comfort and give us answers as soon as possible. While all of these are going on and the old buzz is going on heavily, Mohbad's father had this to say. He came out to say, nobody should take Mohbad's corpse for burial. He's the father, and then they have said no one should take his corpse for burial because he is the father. He decides what to do. Recall that when the boy died, he was the one who also mentioned that the boy should be buried as soon as possible. But now he has twisted saying nobody should take the son, nobody should have access to him because until justice is done, the son must not be released to anybody. And as a father, his word stands. And then he said justice has to be done, and then the DNA test also has to be done. And this is against Wumi because we saw Wumi's statement at the coronary judge where she said the father has issues with her. That's maybe that could be the reason why he is always against her. And the father is saying, you know what, if you want to go that route, two things must be done before we bury this boy, which is one, justice must be done, and two, we have to do a DNA test for his son to ascertain if Mohbad really is the father of the boy. Moving on, we have Victoni Arsenes guy on the news. We saw Victoni coming to promise us that new music, Oima, tomorrow at midnight. And then he came out to say by midnight, we'll make history. For the first time, 14 Afrobeat superstars, 3 producers, and one song. One song. Oima is the song, but Victoni is saying this time we're having 14 Afrobeat stars in one song, 3 producers in one song, and trust me, you all can't wait to witness greatness. If you are alive, this is a good time to be alive because what is this song going to look like? How many minutes? How would they sound? How would they merge? How would they come into the song? How many verses somebody have? A lot of questions, but by midnight, all our questions will be already answered. Moving on, we have Fuse as the next guy on the news. We saw Fuse coming out to keep his promise he made to Omale on the song Finesse. And then he explains that, yes, there is a part of the song that has Omale. Initially, Omale was the guy on the song, and we were supposed to drop the song with Omale, but the day we were set to release, Omale was also set to release his own song with Justin Bieber, and which was going to cause a relapse. And because of that, we could not afford to risk that. And then he called Omale saying, bro, I'm sorry, but we have to take your song out your verse out because of your song with Justin Bieber. And then he said Omale understood, and they took his part out, and obviously it now remains Fuse and Benson. That song went on to become legendary in the game. And then he has said, he also mentioned that Omale was not just the only guy he had the song. He had a couple of other artists, but then the one with Omale, he said he's going to release it. And trust me, what we've seen so far, it is an amazing one. Moving on, we have Shallipopi as the next guy on the news. We saw Shallipopi linking out with Youngdu, and trust me, Youngdu is becoming a rave. And in no time, this guy could just be the next big deal. We're talking about Afrobeat so far. His snippets have been amazing, and his run so far has also been amazing. Moving on, we saw Charlie Poppy coming out to say it was on a podcast where it was asked, and the person said, "How do you manage? How do you rationale the fact that you make money? How do you do it? How do you give out none of that?" Charlie Poppy said he does not even think about it because music money is like ritual. He said he does not even know how it happens. Before now, he didn't know how much money is in music, but now that he's in music game, he said the money in music is like ritual because trust me, the money comes like water. He said, even if he stops singing today, he will not be broke because the song he has done, the revenue he made from those songs can keep him forever. He said, when people ask him for money, he just gives them because it is his streams and his numbers keep increasing, and obviously his money keep increasing. He also said it to upcoming artists, saying, all you have to do is just look for one song that is big, then you are made for life. We saw where he came out to say what his experience was like when he came to Lagos, and then he explained that after he dropped the first song he did, he said he called a couple of friends in Lagos saying, I want to come to your space in Lagos and all of that. And then he said some of them did not allow him to do that. And then he said he spoke to one of that guy saying, you know what, I will stay in your house for just 4 days. And then if you allow me to stay in your house, I will leave after 4 days. He said the person allowed him stay. And then after 4 days, he was invited for a show in Port Harcourt for 50,000 naira. And then he said he accepted the show, and then those promoters had to pay his flight, and he had to enter a plane for the first time. And then he said in the plane he almost threw up because of the experience, and it was the first time at the time. Moving on, we saw where he came out to say after he dropped Elon Musk and Shapiro, he said he had a lot of offer from a person. Some were offering him $200,000, some were offering him $300,000 to sign with them and sell the song to them, but he said he did not take the offer because he understood that he had to build himself first before he could think of venturing into any collaboration or any deal at the time, because he understood that in the streets it is you first before anything. And trust me, it has made massive way for him. He also explained on the podcast what happened when he met Zlatan, and then he said he wrote Zlatan on DM. He wrote a couple of artists, and then a lot of them did not DM him back, but then he said the moment he wrote Zlatan, instantly he saw sing, so it means that I read it, and then he said he wrote him and said, Baba, I want to have you on my song on Remember. The time I said, you know what, let's link. I'm not in the country, I'm back in Nigeria tomorrow. When I get back to the country, let's link up. And then he said he linked up with Zlatan. They went straight to the studio and they did the remix of his hit song at the time. Moving on, we have Crayon as the next guy on the news. We saw Crayon surprise Nigeria star in Spain at our experience show where, trust me, so they sold out space, and these guys had an amazing chemistry between themselves. Moving on, we saw Crayon coming out to give us updates when he said, bro, I used to do drugs back in the days in Ojo, name it, trams. My IS now 700 milligram. Scoochie from Illy, 2 big Ragolis, me and my guys. Emzoline, I pop 2 bottles that of ref. But I know they do shish, I know they do ice, and I know smoke igbo. Me, I get sense. Baby Fresh picked me up from the slums. He said, you got to stop all those things. I did. All glory to God, I did. Now I don't smoke or do those things anymore. Upon all the money where I get, I am chilled. Coming from Crayon. Moving on, we have Tems as the last lady on the news. Tems, nemesis from 2016, has come back hunting, and then this time she's running seriously from her nemesis. We saw Tems in 2016 where she made some cryptic tweets at the time on Twitter, and then she said, I need somebody to pound me like cocoyam. It is raining and I'm so wet. And then she said, need some ads with the man's private part right now. And then at the time she just tweeted this, and obviously no serious thought about it, just our opinion on what she needed or felt at the time. And then fast forward to 2023, that's about some 9 years after thereabout, was saying somebody coming out to bring that tweet back saying, see what your Tems said at the time. And that was 2016. And it is really coming back to haunt her, and she has nowhere to run to. It's just been a roller coaster for her. And then we saw where she explained saying, I am going off once this LP is out, and trust me, it's a whole roller coaster, and that's why it's advisable that as a person, as an individual, whatever you post online, you have to be very, very careful because the street of Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, name it, they don't forget. So whatever you post there, it remains there for life. Even if you deleted it, somebody would have had the screenshots and it will never leave the person's phone. So be careful what you post out there. This is today's Tems. Tomorrow it could be you. So what you have to do is be careful and post responsibly. My name is Daki.